Part of planning for any project involves not just your schedule, the record company's schedule, but also the schedules of everybody else who's going to be involved. I've had a situation specifically occur on, as a matter of fact, on the album that we did 3 years ago in 2012 called Ritmo. It was a project where I knew there were going to be some people that I wanted to use on the album that were going to be on tour when we were actually going to be recording the main sessions. So instead of doing overdubs, I had to do, actually, for lack of a better term, underdubs or pre-dubs, where I did scratch recordings of piano and bass, and I wanted to have this percussionist on the album, Luis Conte, and I knew he was going to be going on tour with James Taylor, and so he was going to be, you know, somewhere in like Florida or someplace like that with James Taylor on the actual day when I wanted to have the recording session with the rest of the band. So I had some scratch tracks done. I went into the studio with Luis before he went on tour. We put on all of his percussion parts, and then I took those and we imported them into the session for the whole band. And we did that recording session with his tracks that we had already you know, edited and sort of balanced and kind of pre-mixed, and then we were able to add all the other musicians on after the fact. I've done that with guys who needed to add horn parts or take a solo on something. If there was a musician that I, like for instance, a sax player or something like that I wanted to take a solo on an album, and I knew that they were going to be out of town when the actual recording date came up, rather than wait for the recording session to be done and then have them come in after the fact a long time later, I wanted to have it finished first. So again, you get some scratch tracks done, have like 3 or 4 solos done, so you can have some, again, contingency planning in case one of the solos matches a little bit better, or a composite of solo ideas could match the most effectively with what the band eventually ends up playing. And then you do your recording and you put everything together during the mix. And so if you plan all these things effectively, then you'll never have anything to worry about. It'll just all fall into place.